Doon po ba sa purchase of information, lumalabas po dito that 14 million is the purchase of information. And this was spent for 11 days. So basically, it is 1.2 million per day for the purchase of information. Yung po purchase of supplies, which cost us 35 million for 11 days. Madam Gloria, for purchase of supplies, ano po ba itong mga supplies na to? Ito na po ba yung mga chairs, tables, desktop? Have they submit the supplier or the contractor of those purchase items? Siyempre, may nag-purchase, may nag-supply niyan eh. Kilala nyo ba? Nagbinigay ba yung information about it?
We only received documentary evidence of payment, Mr.
Hindi
Chair.
mo sinasagot ang tanong, Gloria eh. Ang tinatanong ko kung merong sinabit na supplier saka contractor. Titingin ka pa sa likod. Huwag ka na tumingin sa likod. Wait. Ano bang position mo sa COA?
Attorney 5 po, Mr. Chair.
And what is your responsibility in the Commission on Audit?
Review of the audit po.
Review
of the audit.
Review of the audit. Ano ginagawa ng review of the audit?
Tinitingnan ko, Chair, yung...
So, nakikita mo na. Huwag ka na tumingin sa likod. So, anong nakita mo doon? So, binigay sa iyo yung 35 million na purchase ng goods for 11 days. Siyempre, nakita mo, 35 million, 11 days. Wow! Ang bigat nito, 35 million, 11 days. Sino yung nag-supply nitong mga supply na to? Di ba? Yan ang trabaho mo eh. So,
yes.
Sino yung mga supplier?
Mr. Chair, kasi...
Sino yung mga supplier na nakita mo?
Sa merits na po kasi...
Oh my goodness.
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
We will now proceed to the next interpellator, the Honorable Dan Fernandez. Yes.
Wala naman po ako masyadong tanong, Mr. Chairman. Medyo nakaka-worry lang po talaga itong 125 million for 11 days. For the information of everybody, I became the mayor of Santa Rosa, and yung confidential fund ko is like 7 million per quarter. And it's really hard for me to utilize that amount for 3 months. And this amount is so huge that needs to be investigated rightly. Dito po sa Mr. Chairman, you have presented something, and I tried to secure the documents that you have presented a while ago. So I'll be dwelling on this information that you have given this committee. I hope that the COA have the liberty to say something on this disallowed portion of that 125 million, and that was issued by COA, no? Yung 73 million. Doon po ba sa purchase of information, lumalabas po dito that 14 million is the purchase of information, and this was spent for 11 days. So basically, it is 1.2 million per day for the purchase of information. What do you mean by purchase of information? Can you kindly explain to us what is a purchase of information? Mr. Chairman.
Sino pong sasagot? Attorney Camora, please answer.
Mr. Chair, based po on the joint circular regarding the guidelines on COA, confidential funds, purchase of information pertains to those information necessary for the formulation and implementation of program activities and projects relevant to the national security and peace and order.
And with the submission of the Office of the President, or Office of the Vice President, regarding to this 14 million that was submitted by them, you deem it right to disallow the 14 million.
Mr. Chair, 14 million purchase of information.
Of information.
Purchase of information. It's not part of the notice of disallowance, Mr. Chair.
The 14 million is not part of the 73 million?
It was allowed po in audit, Mr. Chair.
The purchase of information was allowed?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The only
14 million for the purchase of information, you allowed it?
yes, Mr. Chair.
And your basis is what?
Their documentary evidence of payment.
What are the documentary evidence that was submitted to you, if you have the liberty to say it to us?
Mr. Chair, since it's already on the merits of the case, since it's already touching on the merits of the case, and we can only comment on those that we have submitted to the through the subpoena to SESTECOM. And since the notice of disallowance is not yet final, we cannot yet discuss on the merits of the notice of disallowance.
Okay, I respect that. So, medyo na worry lang ako dito sa purchase of information that amounted to 14 million for 11 days. And you have approved it.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, since it's not yet final,
Did you
it's
have
only
this ito na lang po. Hindi naman to mag-incriminate sa inyo, no? So, yung bang 14 million, may kasama mga equipments na binili?
ibang item po, Mr. Chair, ang equipments.
So, yung purchase of information is all about information or data that you have gathered that you have approved sa COA.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Fernandez, if I just make
Yes,
point
yes,
of
sir.
clarification.
Deputy Speaker, Jay.
Yeah. May I just be informed as to what type of information was purchased?
Before you answer, Attorney Camora, let me first recognize the Honorable Joseph Stephen Paduano of Abang Lingkod and the Honorable Vice Chairman, Senior Vice Chairman Benvenido Abante. Please continue.
Mr. Chair, again, we cannot comment on it since it forms part of the merits of the case. But I would like to inform the body po that the entire ND is still subject to appeal to the adjudication of the commission proper. These are just the judgment of the
Yeah,
auditors.
I do understand the position of Attorney Camora. My question is, what type of information? Kasi sabi po dito, purchase of information. Ano yung anong klaseng information yun? Is it
Mr. Chair, I could only say that these are part of what is required under the joint circular, which is this information necessary for the formulation and implementation of programs, activities, and projects relevant to national security and peace and order.
okay? I'm just curious kasi ngayon ako nakakita ng item na purchase of information. So anyway, I'm sorry, Congressman Fernandez, and I ate into your time.
Hindi, kasi Mr. Chairman, I agree with Congressman DS
Congressman
JJ.
Dan Fernandez.
I agree with him, no? Precisely because if you were going to compute 14 million divided mo sa 11, that is 1.2 million for the information that wanted to be purchased by the Office of the Vice President and was approved by the COA. And that worries me a lot, no? If this information entails, siguro kung mga 4 months yan or in 1 year yan, acceptable yan. But in a day, 1.2?
And if
Purchase of information a day?
pwede po bang isang tanong lang?
Yes, sir.
Yung po bang 14 million na yun na information, sa isang tao lang po ba yun o maraming tao po yun?
Mr. Chair, hindi naman po yun sa isang tao lang.
Okay, just to ilan pong tao? Kung alam lang po ninyo.
I don't have the information right
At
now.
kung magkakaano po kada tao ang binigay po para po sa purchase of information na yun? At kung saan po mga area?
Mr. Chair, details na po siya ng audit, so we could answer through if we are duly issued po subpoena. subpoena Duces Tecum.
Is there any motion? Do I hear any motion?
Yes, well, I move that ano ba? I move that we subpoenaed the Duces Tecum.
The detailed information.
All those documents pertaining to the purchase of information, the detailed information about it.
Is there any second to the motion?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Secondly, Mr. Chairman, this is the payment of reward. Sa payment of reward, you utilize 10 million. The Office of the Vice President utilized 10 million. And this was spent for 11 days. So almost 1 million a day for the reward, payment of reward, cash. Cash. Same thing, COA. How this 10 million was utilized daily by the Office of the Vice President? Can you kindly educate me on how this happened? A 1 million a day for payment of cash reward. Was there any news about the cash reward that was given by the Office of the Vice President to any individuals, for that matter, pertaining to this payment of reward in cash by the Office of the Vice President?
Mr. Chair, again, it
Again,
is part of the
it will be a part
merits.
of the documents of the detail.
Although, Mr. Chair, we have indicated in the ND the reason why the rewards were disallowed. They were not able to satisfy us with the
Okay, I'm sorry.
documentary
I'm
requirements.
sorry, COA. You mean this 10 million is part of the disallowed by COA?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. Oh, so, sige. Okay, so disallowed to. Okay, sige. So, have they given you some information on, or the detailed information about this payment of cash reward?
They have submitted compliance documents, Mr. Chair, but
Can
we
we
deemed it not sufficient.
Yeah, go ahead.
We deemed it not sufficient to answer the requirements of the joint circular.
Can we also, in that case, Mr. Chairman, may I move to subpoena also those Duces Tecum, those documents pertaining to the payment of cash reward?
There is a motion by the Honorable Fernandez to subpoena Duces, to issue subpoena Duces Tecum with respect to the payment of cash reward.
Ito naman pong
Is there any objection? Is there any second to the motion?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
punta naman po tayo sa rental of other incidental expenses relative to the maintenance of safe houses. How many safe houses have the Office of the Vice President have?
Mr. Chair, again, it falls part of the merits. However, may I just say,
Hindi naman
No,
merits
na-
naman yun, ano, Gloria. Tinatanong ko ilan lang yung, para malaman namin. Kasi, of course, merong mga opisina ang Office of the Vice President sa buong Pilipinas. Are those offices that are being mentioned by the Office of the Vice President all over the country constitute also as the safe house of the OVP? Ayan, nakalagay dito. Meron kayong maintenance ng safe houses eh. Do they have like 10, 18, 20, 30, 40?
Mr. Chair, I do not have information right now on...
Can you kindly submit to us also? I move also to kasi Mr. Chairman, before we move for that, kasi 16 million were 16 million was spent for 11 days for the Office of the Vice President doon po sa mga safe houses for maintenance. Maintenance of the safe houses, 16 million was spent for 11 days for these safe houses. Kaya nga tinatanong ko po, ilan po yung safe houses na yon at bakit gumastos tayo ng 16 million for that purpose for 11 days?
At kung saan?
Yes, oo. At kung saan yung mga safe houses na yon. So I move that we subpoena also those documents.
There's a motion by the Honorable Dan Fernandez to subpoena the information with respect to the safe houses of the office of the Vice President. Is there a second to the motion?
Yung,
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
yung po purchase of supplies, which cost us 35 million for 11 days. Madam Gloria. For purchase of supplies, ano-ano po ba itong mga supplies na to? Ito na po ba yung mga chairs, tables, desktop?
Mr. Chairs, part of it po yung table shares that were disallowed. And some of it, naka-indicate po as rewards, so it was also disallowed.
When you say disallow, were you able to get some information who supplied this purchase of different items? Do you have the information about the contractors and the suppliers?
Mr. Chair, based on the joint circular, these supplies, materials, and equipment for confidential operations are not done through regular procedures without compromising the information.
I know. What I'm trying to tell you is that wala namang bidding siya eh. Hindi naman siya
Yes,
nabibidding
Mr. Chair.
talaga ang confidential fund. What I'm trying to point out, Mr. Chairman, is have they submit the supplier or the contractor of those purchase items? Siyempre, may nag-purchase, may nag-ano niyan eh, may nag-supply niyan eh. Kilala niyo ba? Nagbinigay ba yung information about it?
We only received documentary evidence of payment, Mr.
Hindi
Chair.
mo sinasagot ang tanong, Gloria eh. Ang tinatanong ko kung merong sinabit na supplier saka contractor. Titingin ka pa sa likod. Huwag ka na tumingin sa likod. Wait. Ano bang position mo sa COA?
Attorney 5 po, Mr. Chair.
And what is your responsibility in the Commission on Audit?
Review of the audit po.
Ha?
Review of the audit.
Review of the audit. Ano ginagawa ng review of the audit?
Tinitingnan ko, Chair, yung...
So, nakikita mo na. Huwag ka na tumingin sa likod. So, anong nakita mo doon? So, binigay sa iyo yung 35 million na purchase ng goods for 11 days. Siyempre, nakita mo, 35 million, 11 days. Wow! Ang bigat nito, 35 million, 11 days. Sino yung nag-supply nitong mga supply na to? Di ba? Yan ang trabaho mo eh. So,
yes.
sino yung mga supplier?
Mr. Chair, kasi...
Sino yung mga supplier na nakita mo?
sa merits na po kasi...
Oh my
Merits
goodness.
na po.
Hindi, ang
It's
point
not
po
a
ni
merit.
Congressman Dan Fernandez, hindi ka ba
Hindi,
nagtaka? Yun po yung gusto niyang ipunto. Hindi po ba kayo nagtaka na nagkaroon ng purchase na worth 35 million in 11 days? Tama po ba yun?
Yes, oo. 35 million. Ako naman, kahit ako, mayor ako eh. Di ba nakita ko, nag-purchase ako ng ganito, 35 million in 11 days. Magugulat ako. Ano-ano ba to? So ikaw, bilang ikaw yung parang COA, nakikita mo yan, nakita mo 35 million in 11 days. Supplies. Sino supplier nito? Di ba? Hindi maapektuhan ang merit nito. Tinatanong ko lang kung sino yung supplier. Now, kung binigay nila yung supply, binayaran nila, at nakita nating above board, so what's the problem? Okay. But unfortunately, magugulat ka, 11 days, 35 million for purchase of supplies. Kaya tinatanong ko lamang, sino yung supplier?
Mr. Chair, hindi po ako makapagsabi ngayon ng...
Alam mo, Gloria, nagsisinungaling ka. Don't. Please. Sabihin mo lang kung sino yung supplier.
Sir, ang sinubmit lang po talaga nila is evidence, documentary evidence of payment. Hindi na po yung...
So, wala yung supplier.
Opo.
Are you sure?
Opo.
Wala doon sa sinabit sa inyo?
Yes, Mr.
Because
Chair.
we are... we
Yes,
move for those documents a while ago.
Yes, Mr.
Kasi
Chair.
pag nakita namin meron doon, tatamaan ka dyan. Sige ka.
Mr. Chair, ang sinubmit po nila sa amin is yung documentary evidence of payment, but wala po yung mga
Wala yung supplier.
suppliers.
Okay,
po
sige.
nila.
I will accept that momentarily. Okay. Mr. Chairman, punta po tayo dun sa sa provision of medical and food aid. 40 million for 11 days. Again, wala rin yung supplier dito?
Wala din po, Mr. Chair. Kaya part din po siya ng
Did you ask
disallowed
did you ask the Office of the Vice President to submit all the contractors and suppliers of all these supplies and the medical and food aid?
We asked them to explain po the...
Hindi, but did you ask for the supplier?
Normally, Chair, hindi po.
Why?
We just do our audit based on the requirements under the
Sige,
joint circular.
I will accept that. But Mr. Chairman, at least I think it is imperative for us to find out the contractor and suppliers of all those supplies that was purchased by the Office of the Vice President. Not because ano tayo, what do you call this? Medyo hindi natin pinupuntirya. Tama. Thank you for that word. Hindi natin pinupuntirya yung mga supplier and contractor. What we are after, Mr. Chairman, is the amount, the huge amount that is what spent for 11 days. And this is something extraordinary. Hindi naman po siya ganun ka-simple that 40 million will be spent on medical and food aid, 11 days. Tapos yung supplies, 35 million for 11 days. Purchase of information, 14 million for 11 days. And ito pa, yung lastly, yung payment of incentives on traveling relative to the confidential operations. How does it work? Paano nagbabayad ng incentives or traveling? Can you kindly explain it to us? Because we spent 10 million in 11 days.
Mr. Chair, they gave an explanation on this po that those are actually rental of transport vehicles related to confidential activities po.
And accordingly, hindi tayo kumukuha ng mga receipt galing sa mga operators ng mga vehicles.
Mr. Chair, ang requirement lang po kasi is documentary evidence of payment.
Okay, thank you so much. With that,
Are you done?
yes, I'm Dan Fernandez, sir.
Tapos na po ba kayo?
Okay, am I done? Okay. I think for the meantime, Mr. Chairman, I'll be refraining from asking more questions, considering that I spent almost 5 minutes in the interpellation. So I'll be yielding back my time. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you po. We will now proceed to the next interpellator, the
May kulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa. Bunyog Party List. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.